Hey everybody, this is Barry Venn over here with school owner Jeff Vincent from West Jordan, Utah. They're in the Salt Lake City Valley area. I-15, been up there, up and down I-15 so many times visiting the Bobby Lawrence Karate Group now. I feel like I'm from there. So how's everything in West Jordan?
Oh, pretty good. Yeah, pretty good.
So you enjoying the martial arts super show?
Yeah, it's always refreshing to come and check things out.
Some information. Great. All right. So where are you at with your school? What's going on right now with your school? What are you guys? What's happening? What's clicking? What are you doing for marketing?
That's the biggest thing, marketing, and trying to find the new way of marketing. You know, the paper marketing isn't working anymore, so I'm trying to tap into that the internet type of marketing, social media. So that's where my biggest challenge is.
No, that's I did my speech here that I did yesterday. It was about the 9 of 9 marketing actions that get us 90% of our results, and we spend 90% of our time on it. And you know, the first part of that was all about digital marketing. So the digital marketing is the new marketing. It's the exciting marketing. It's good and bad. It's less labor intensive than a lot of the traditional forms of marketing. But good digital marketing can be expensive. You don't have to spend some money on some social media, some Facebook ads, you know, and there's a learning curve, and you got to stay up on the learning curve. So it's still work, you know, no matter how you look at it.
For sure.
And then I went through all the traditional forms. You still have to do your promotional booths. You still have to do your birthday parties. You still have to do your mass intros, presentations, business to business, those types of things. I was talking in my seminar yesterday about Tim Rook, school owner of Manassas, Virginia. He signed up 54 students last month, and I broke down in my seminar exactly the different things he did, and he just did a nice gamut of digital, online, web, and traditional marketing stuff. So, you know, and that's why he did 54 new students in one month.
It's
so,
amazing.
Yeah.
That's what we want to get to. So I mean, we need to tap into that concept and get going with it.
Nice. You got any questions or anything that we can discuss? Maybe some of the school owners out there would have the same question or concern.
I think the biggest question I have is how to get to the right demographic. I seem to, when I do Facebook posts, I get a lot of the people looking for the freebies,
Right.
and then it doesn't go any further than that.
Well, there's no doubt that if you're putting up like a beginning children's martial arts workshop, free beginning children's martial arts workshop, and that's an event on Saturday, that you're going to get a better response than if you were charging for it. Even if you're doing a beginning children's martial arts course, 2 private one-on-one lessons, a free uniform while supplies last, the free is going to get more responses than even charging just simple $19.95. To me, the answer of which one to do is how bad you need business right now. If a school only signed up 3 or 4 students last month, and you don't have your intro schedule booked, then what's the harm in offering some free introductory courses? Get people in there. Yeah, your sign-up percentages might be lower than normal because you're not pre-qualifying people. You're getting people in. Maybe I don't know why anybody want a free martial arts uniform, to be frankly honest. And I'm not sure people actually come to get a free uniform if you think about it. Why would they want that, right? But they're coming for something free, but you're getting more volume because you need to sign people up. You need some business. You need some action. Now, if your intro book is packed and you've got plenty of intros coming in the door, well then don't do free intros. You know, offer your $19.95 introductory 2-lesson special. So that's the kind of the way I look at it. But on Facebook and social media, we are actually right now running both versions of ads, kind of doing an A/B testing, and we're just getting more traction with it being a free introductory course than charging the $19.95. You know.
So with that free introductory course, can you like pause your thing? Would that affect it much, or
No,
you get so busy pause it? And then
anytime, you know, if you run an ad, especially instead of boosting a post, if you run an ad, you can just turn the button off and turn your ad off. Let's say you were spending $20 a day, which is, you know, my recommendation of minimum is to spend $20 a day for the ad to get on social media to get any real traction. And for whatever reason, you want to just turn it off for 3 or 4 days. You just click a button, turn it off, and turn it back on when you're ready to get started again. So having those ads done like that, you could do free, paid, turn them both on, turn them both off, be in total control of it, you know?
So that doesn't affect like getting it out there. Like, it doesn't take 3 days to get rolling into the social media.
Yeah, I'm not going to say that. If an ad's working for you, I would leave it running. I wouldn't turn off an ad that's getting you business or hitting numbers. I would leave it going. Because, you know, I can't say, I'm not for sure if turning it off, when you turn it back on, you know, if it's going to take a little time to catch momentum again. But the main thing is, why would you want to? If it's resonating with the community and it's working, then just keep it going. You know, that's like Facebook ad expenditure, how much to spend. We start with $20. If the ad clicks and start working, we increase the budget to $30 or $40, because the fact that it started working at $20 means the ad resonated, it's working, and then we want more people to see it faster. So then we up the budget, because the way it works is if you're spending $20 a day, Facebook is putting that ad in front of $20 worth of people a day. Well, if the ad works, people like it, whatever your offer is, everything clicked, the imagery, everything, the copy, then if it's working, increase it to 30 or 40, and then Facebook is putting you in front of $30 or $40 worth of people a day. So that's just kind of how it works. Now, you run an ad and you're not getting hardly anything, just cut it, kill it, and redo it. Something didn't work. Images, copy, time of year, offer, something wasn't right. You know, but you always have to be doing different ads. Facebook is, I said in my seminar yesterday, if there was ever a low labor intensive form of marketing that's getting great results. I didn't say it was cheap, but a low labor form type of marketing. This is it, right? Facebook and social media, this is it right now. And like I said, it's a different type of labor. You still have to be running those ads and paying attention to it and creating them and all that. But would you rather do that, or would you rather stand at a promotional booth at the movie theater for 3 days? You know, and not that we shouldn't do that sometimes, right? We absolutely should. But it's just a different type of marketing, and it's new, and that's the learning curve I feel like most owners are trying to achieve right now.
Makes sense.
Yeah. So what do you got planned? How many more days you in Vegas?
2 more.
2 more days. You look pretty good. I don't think you've been going out hanging out.
Nope.
You look pretty bright-eyed. So your wife will be glad to see this video. I'm going to send it to her today. Let's see what happens.
This is true. This is true.
Okay. All right. Thanks, man. I appreciate it. All right, how you doing, man?
Good, sir.
What's your name?
David.
And where are you from?
I'm from Burbank, California.
Okay, what's the name of your school?
JK Taekwondo.
Okay, cool. And you had a question for our audience today?
Yes, sir. Right now, basically, our student base, they had basically old deal that are basically got early renewal for 50% off, and they basically run down our student balance when they got to like $60 a month, which I didn't want. So we have to basically get rid of that deal and then try to make them pay them around $110 per month. So to them, they feel like they basically got a raise on the tuition.
Right.
What we're trying to do is basically not doing too much praise of sales.
Right.
Discounts.
So you bought the school or took the school over, is what you're saying?
I'm managing it.
Oh, you're managing it?
Yes. I still have an owner that works with me, but he brought me in because he just gave up, man.
Okay.
He needed somebody to just like take it over, and that's why I get fired up and kind of asking all these questions.
So let me be clear on this.
Sure.
How did you end up with people paying $60?
Before I got in, there was, I guess, people, the manager that was there left the studio. It was like six-month term, and they wanted to basically bring in cash much as they can as time goes, because they wanted to meet the money's needs or their monthly overhead.
Now those people paid in full? Your students paid in full? Are you saying your price per student value is $60, or literally there's a group of people in your school only paying $60 a month?
There was some people, but what they did was basically 4-time installments.
Okay.
So they did, it was $15.98 per whole year, but they did with personnel by 6 months early renewal. And they did 4-time different payments, so it comes out to like $300 or $200. They're done with the whole year.
But bottom line is, you made an announcement basically to the entire student body that you have to raise their rates.
Right.
Okay. And you're getting a little bit of a negative feedback.
Right. I mean, they're starting to die down. However, now we got upgrade program. We actually want to upgrade. I'm from a lot of the Korean school that had an upgrade program that was cheaper for the commitment. Right. Now we flip that around, so they don't understand that either, and then they're trying to find out about it and trying to show the value of it.
Right.
It's very little hard. I'm trying to trickle that in.
Right.
However, I'm trying to take more advice on it and trying to figure out what the best way.
by the way, let's talk about something that he just said, which was still today, some people, when a student upgrades to a high level training, their price for their membership actually gets lower, but when the owners are increasing the value, which is opposite. When you upgrade someone, they have to pay more for more value, more benefits, right? So that's important. So you're asking me what's advice on raising the rates to everybody and making sure that the students are still happy, basically. To me, it's all about showing value. So, and I don't know a lot of the details, but I know that if I'm going to raise the rate on them, I want to increase the value. I absolutely think you should raise the rates. Absolutely think what you guys are providing is worth more money. So just give more value. Raise the rates and maybe grandfather those people into one of your upgrade programs, right? So you're like, yes, we have to raise the rate, but hey, this is what we're going to do. We're raising the rates to this, but we're going to automatically include you in a membership in our Black Belt training program, our elite training program, our master's training program, or whatever. So you're giving them something in return of raising it. So something like that makes it the raise of tuition a little easier for them to swallow, you know? And then main thing is learn from this lesson, you know, and don't ever get that school in that type of position again. And once you make a decision like this, do it fast. You're going to get a few people complain, but a lot of those people are going to simply want your time and attention. And I think in a situation like this, clear communication is important. Make sure they understand what happened, what's going on, why you have to raise the rates, and here's what we're going to do for you. Okay? And if you can give them any bells and whistles on top of that, you know, and just remember, this is it's like removing a Band-Aid. Do it quick, fast, get it over with, because in a few months it'll be all and over, and me and you'll be talking about this last year, and you'll be like, oh, you remember when I had to raise rates on the entire school at the same time? Man, that was crazy, but things are awesome, you know?
Yeah, sounds good. I mean, if you don't mind, can I ask one more question?
Absolutely, yeah.
Do you think
Did everybody see you? Let's see. All right.
Do you think it's worth it? I know you will probably say yes to this. Because at our school, there's a lot of just renewals, right? They were allowed to just renew until they were like Greenbelt, and then they just renew for 1 more year and 1 more year.
Without upgrading.
Right.
Okay.
However, what I'm hearing, especially from this super show and of course from your seminars or even the videos, that basically you want them to get them to upgrade right away and create that culture that if they're not willing to go for perceive that, they should shake a hand and kind of say no to that. That will actually create more value to the upgrade program. Should I keep the I guess basic program renewed just for the money wise, or should I?
Here's what we do for a 5 to 7 year old. Well, let's put it this way: everybody in their school has to join Black Belt training by the time that they are a purple belt. So purple belt in our system, it is white, yellow, orange, purple. So you're talking 3, 6, 9, around 9 months, right? A 5 to 7 year old, their belt ranking is broken up to where it actually takes them 2 years to get a full-on purple belt. So a 5 to 7 year old could renew once if it's a year memberships. Schools that do 6 months, they can renew 3 times before they have to make that decision. 8-year-olds through adults, everybody, when their basic membership is over, whether it's 6 months, or like I said, some schools sell 12-month basic programs, they have to join Black Belt training. They have 3 choices when that basic program ends. They could buy another basic program and repeat the course, but they won't go up any higher belt level. So very few people want to do that. They can join Black Belt training and go ahead and set the goal to become a Black Belt and start training for their Black Belt. Or their third choice would be to quit. That sounds harsh at first, but if you think about it, even whether it's 6 months, at the end of 6 months, or at the end of a 12-month basic program, if you've done a good job in teaching the benefits of becoming a Black Belt to your students, they already know whether they're going to commit or not. So making that rule will take people that would have normally, they would have just chose to renew every 6 months or 12 months so they got their Black Belt. But because that rule is there, they go ahead and upgrade, right? So it's just more financially beneficial for the school when you make that rule, because it pushes people to upgrade that maybe would not have, and you would have lost that upgrade. Because if they were going to quit, they're going to quit anyway. So they might as well be in the black belt training program. That's kind of how we look at it. So just think about it. Even if you had a black belt training program and people could get a black belt without being in the black belt training program, you're going to have a ton of people just not be in the course, not be in the black belt training program, not upgrade to get their black belt. And that's what we really don't want on my business systems, you know. So hope that helps.
Of course, sir. I mean, like I said, I know that's true. I just want reassurance and I want to hear from you so that I can kind of make the commitment.
We've done it for 15 years, so I mean, it works brilliantly, and it's so life-changing for a school's finances. Because last week alone in one of my schools, 3 people went straight to black belt training from the introductory procedures. They never even took a martial arts class. They went from the intro straight to a 3-year black belt training commitment. And for example, one of those paid in full. So there was $6,000 that we brought in that we never would have brought in if we had done the systems any other way, right? And I think it's fair. It's so fair that you let a family or a student try martial arts in an awesome basic program for 6 months or 12 months, and then you're giving them time to really decide if they love martial arts and if it's for them. And then once they make that decision, you put them in a program that's going to help them be successful in getting their black belt, right?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Sounds good when it's put that way, right?
Yes, sir.
All right. Thank you, bro,
sir.
so much. I'll see you soon.
Yes, sir.
All right, Connor. So where are you from?
I'm from Ottawa, Canada.
Ottawa, Canada. Nice. So how's that show been?
It's been amazing. I did the 2 days instructor college there with you, and then I was also in your marketing center.
Okay, awesome. What did you learn in the instructor college?
Everything. I've never taught a class before. That's why they took me. They wanted to jump me up. But I've learned that my bosses are pretty good at instructing. They're doing a lot of the things they're saying.
Okay.
It's important to make sure I'm implementing all of them in my classes.
All right, cool. So you had some questions.
Yes.
Let's do it.
Mostly about like business. I came from kind of a different side of things. Like I wasn't a martial artist. I came in as a salesperson and then became a martial artist, right? So it's about like 2 years I've been doing it now.
Okay.
I'm very interested in the business side. So I want to know, when you like do other education for business, how did you go from being a teacher to like a franchise?
Right.
You have so many locations now.
I mean, the truth is in university I did study business, but very little of it applies. Back, when I went to school, very little of what I learned in university applies to the martial arts industry. If anything, things like work ethic, trying to be professional, showing up on time, stick-to-itness, never giving up, that type of attitude. I'm not sure where that comes from, but I've always had it. So, I was never afraid of hard work, and still not afraid of hard work. So, it's kind of like I was talking to you guys. To me, a good relationship between employees and employer is this. Employees, you guys should make yourself, the goal should be make yourself irreplaceable to your owner and to the business. Make it so that if you left that business, it will not be the same business. Make yourself that important. Then the money will follow. If you come into it, you're, to a job and you're just focused on the money and always want more money, if you have to ask for more money, you're not worth more money, right? So go into that business, go into your martial arts school with the thought of, I'm going to work hard and I'm going to make this business depend on me. So it won't be the same without me. Now that means you got the right attitude, the right work ethic. So right. Now the owner's job, my goal should always be to make sure that no one is irreplaceable. So therefore I need to make sure I'm systemized. I need to make sure that I myself know everything that my staff knows. For example, we had 100 instructors in instructor training, right? Owners were sending their instructors to take that training. The owners, a lot of them didn't come in themselves. Some of them did. So as of right now, this morning, a lot of instructors in there, they know more about walking out the classroom floor than their owner does. See, a good owner would have been in there with his staff so that he can hold that staff member accountable so they can talk the same talk. Because if the staff member goes and tries to explain a lot of that stuff, it's going to be lost in translation, right? So that owner should have made sure that no one's irreplaceable by making sure he gets the education himself and he holds his staff accountable. So to me, that's a good balance and a good relationship for both sides. So I don't even know if that answers your questions, but if not,
Yeah, I was just wondering like what your education background was, because it seemed obviously you're a really smart guy, right? You have that education and this success.
I would say I went to the University of Hard Knocks. I used to live inside my school on the couch in the office, took a shower at Powerhouse Gym every morning. I did this for like 2 years. So, you know, I would save up enough money to spend the night in a hotel so I could watch TV and sleep in a bed on an occasional Saturday night. So, you know, and then of course I was aggressive and I got my education. I used to travel to a lot of martial arts schools. If I heard a guy was doing something different or amazing, I would go visit, because I either wanted to learn something or I would want to walk out of there going, you know what, I got everything this guy's got and more. So I was always interested in the business side of things and always interested in being just one step better, you know. So I don't think a business degree is such a general degree. It really doesn't translate to a lot of things. You end up getting a job and you learn the details on the job. But it does, you know, just the fact to get through university shows somebody has focus and so forth. But as far as did university make me a better martial artist or a martial arts business person, I have to say no. I would rather, like a young guy like you, instead of wasting, if martial arts is your passion, I'm not saying don't get a degree or go to school, but, you know, I would much rather you focus on where you're at now, with good school owners, a good organization, and you'll be that much farther better off in 4 years at a university. Now, everybody out there is going to be like, oh, you know, Barry Van Owen said you should go to college. I didn't say that at all. I think if you listen to a lot of business gurus and experts now, college isn't quite as important as it used to be, because it's a different type of skill set. You know, so many of the people that go into tech industries and Silicon Valley and so forth, they're going straight out of high school into a job because they're learning on the job. So this is getting a little off track, but I encourage people to go to college, and I would want my own son to go to school, you know. But as far as did it help me in my calling or my industry, no, I don't think so.
The other thing is, it seems like a lot of school owners are really hesitant to have their one location or two, but they would never want to expand to different states where they can't oversee it. How did you make that decision? Did you meet people and you're like, I want you to be one of my franchise, like I want you to own the gym and represent me as well?
Right, when you know, Premier Martial Arts is a licensing, and we're getting ready to franchise. The reason we grew that so fast is because I don't own all of those schools. I don't own the 86 locations. Each owner owns their own gyms. So therefore they're financially invested, and I'm helping them grow their business, and they're using my brand, Premier Martial Arts. If I was trying to open up 86 locations myself, I wouldn't have done it by now. It's just so much maintenance. And a lot of the owners are also employees and working inside their gym, so that enabled us to grow faster. And we do have our own six locations in Knoxville, Tennessee that I own. But, you know, 6 locations is a lot. But as far as branching out, it's always smarter to keep a scorer that's wanting to own multiple locations. It's always better to own them than to own in the same demographic market, because now you own the market, you lock down your competition. It's just as cheap to advertise 6 locations as it is 1. You know, now if you're, instead of those 6, imagine you did 6 in 6 different cities or 6 different states. That's a lot of maintenance, a lot more expense, a lot more headache, you know.
Yeah, so that was what I was wondering. It seems like a lot of people I've talked to, I know my mom, like we have the 4 locations, but they never think to like to go into another city, I don't think. So
Well, nor should they, I think.
Yeah. So it was more people coming to you asking to use your brand and your system, and then
right. And a lot of our growth came from a school owner that owns a school, and they either wanted to be part of something bigger than themselves, they needed help, they wanted the branding, they didn't want to recreate what's already done. They wanted to take what we've done and quickly implement it and get success from it. So, and then now we get a lot of people opening up martial arts schools from scratch, from the ground floor, and they choose to do that from the very, very beginning. You know, and next we want a franchise, which is a totally different realm of reaching out to investors that want to own multiple locations for martial arts studios. But man, you got some good questions. I remember you in instructor college this weekend. You played all out. You gave 110%. You got a bright future, man. If you ever want to come to the States and work, call me. Don't tell your owners that. Okay. All right. Later. Bye. All right. So, man, you were in my instructor college for 2 days. Okay. What's your name?
Tristan.
Tristan. And you're from?
Racine.
Okay. Wisconsin, you said?
Yes, sir.
All right. Very well. How'd you like the instructor college?
I enjoyed it a lot. I took a lot of good stuff from it. Things that
All right, so we're live also. You're going to have to speak up just a little bit because this guy's music back here at the Focus Master booth is driving me nuts. So you're going to have to speak up a little bit, all right? So I'm glad you enjoyed Instructor College. You know, the point of that was to simply take some concrete things that school owners can go back or instructors can go back Monday and implement in their classes to make their classes more exciting, to make the way they teach and communicate with the kids better, and build more rapport and increase your retention. So, great. So you said you had some questions for me today?
Yeah, so how does your system work, you know, in brand new fresh schools? Because we're actually getting ready to open up a second school, and then I'm actually switching from being program director of our current school to being head instructor at the new school. So how does everything fit, you know, is it like everything built to work, you know, first thing when the doors open?
Well, that's the best time to start new things, right? So when you're opening a new school is the best time to implement new systems because, well, you know, you have 0 students. You know, when you've got 300 students and you're trying to make massive changes, it affects everybody. But when you got a brand new location getting ready to open, that's when you want to make sure everything's perfectly the way you want it. Change anything in the way you've been doing things in the past, it's a perfect time. So, and you guys are going to open up your second location?
Yes.
Okay. Now what style do you teach?
For my kids, I teach American freestyle, but for my adults, I teach them traditional Okinawa short.
Okay. All right. Awesome.
So we fly underneath the championships in martial arts event.
Okay.
So a lot of the kids stuff, those guys.
Right.
You know, like for those students, we find that it's kind of hard to switch those guys from traditional stuff to creative stuff. So we're just going to keep, you know, this system for
Well, you know, I mean, I don't think that's anything unusual. I think most martial arts schools that have lots of adults have a really strong adult program that are giving the adults the benefits they're looking for: fitness, self-defense, strong social belonging type energy. You know, martial arts schools that have lots of kids, but they're trying to put their adults in with the kids, they just don't have a strong adult program. You know, so I think that's probably a good move on your guys' part for sure.
Yeah, I mean, we have massive adult program. You know, we got upwards, you know, like 30, 40 adult students. You know, so the adult class are always like changing. So what's up pretty well.
What are you guys doing for marketing that's been working, that's been clicking?
We have a little bit of everything. So we'll do like newspaper stuff, we'll do Facebook stuff, you know, all over the internet. Martial arts in the area, like we have like the top 15, 20 slots. So, and actually, he does all the marketing stuff. So he's like,
Awesome. You got any more questions?
no.
All right, man. Well, nice to meet you. Thanks for coming to my training.
Not a problem. Thank you.
All right, bro. Thank you. All right, hey everybody. I'm here with Casey Golden. He owns a premier martial arts studio in Haverhill, Massachusetts. How you liking the martial arts super show?
It's fantastic. I'm learning a ton of stuff. I'm just hanging out with people like you.
Yeah.
Learning great information.
Cool. So now, how long you have your school?
It's been open for 19 years. I've been part premier for 7 years.
Things going up great.
Fantastic. I had a small issue a little while ago. I was down to about 99 students, and the last summer I went to a band over, I actually grew to 140 in about 6 months. So it's a huge
and School Talks has always been your bread and butter, right? Going in, working with the PE teachers or individual classroom teachers, supporting the weekends mass intro. Now how much of it is it still a big part of School Talks, or because I remember in the past you were rocking them, so are you still doing those?
Still do about once a month. I have a great relationship with the school system, which took me years to implement, but it's definitely growing now. So
That's so
it's easy. I can walk into the school right now, just walk up to the teacher and say, when do you want to come in? That's it. It took a while to build. So
I think school owners, they're either intimidated to try to build a relationship with their local public schools, or they don't know how to build a relationship. But man, that is so important. And you know, it's summertime, and all you guys, all school owners, if they don't have a relationship with their local public schools, they need to be thinking about how to do that. You know, and at the beginning of the school year, very first thing I would be doing, even this summer, I'd be finding out who the new president of the PTAs are for all the elementary schools. I would be reaching out to them, I would be emailing them, introducing myself, letting them know that you're available and that you want to support them, and you have some great fundraising ideas, which we have some amazing PTA fundraising ideas. You know, of course, you want to find out who the PE coaches are. We have an email, an introduction email that we send all PE coaches that talk about our guest PE instructor programs. Just send them out to them, let them know that that's available. And then, you know, when school starts, wait a couple weeks and start going and visiting and trying to reach those PE coaches. You know, send a gift basket to every elementary school secretary, you know, with your card, just welcome back for the new year. You know, beginning of the year, often we'll take donuts and coffee around to all of the elementary schools. Now, why do I keep saying elementary schools? Because that's our target point. 5 to 12-year-olds are in elementary schools. So there's not a lot of reason to go to high schools. That's not our target market, you know, or preschools. So elementary schools, the great thing is most school systems 5 to 12 is elementary, and they're all in one area. So building that relationship is so important.
Yep, there's nothing like going in and meeting everybody and shaking everyone's hand. You have to go in. The email is a good start, but you have to go in and just press hands with somebody.
You know, also another great idea that is about a month after school starts. You know, we always count that as Teacher Appreciation Month, and we make a cool flyer. Seeing on the, okay, there we're back. Okay, so we're talking about, you know, working with the school teachers. About after a month after school starts, that becomes Teacher Appreciation Month. We send this awesome flyer out to all the teachers. It's easy to reach the teachers. You know where they work. You go in, secretary puts one in every teacher's mailbox, and then the Appreciation Month is you'll go visit the teacher's class. You give them a free month of either martial arts lessons every teacher, or a free month of like fitness kickboxing at your school if you have that program. And then you're offering to do a teachers only self-defense workshop on a Saturday, just for teachers. That's a great way. You're giving back. You're building that relationship. You're going in at the beginning of the school year with something you're trying to do nice for them, and you're helping build that relationship that's going to last the rest of the school year. So that's awesome. That's so important.
I recommend going to meet every teacher in the school also.
Now, like at the open house or something.
No, you actually walk around the school and go to every classroom, bother every teacher and shake their hand.
Now, how do you get into the school? I mean, I know you already have a relationship, but for somebody who doesn't have a relationship, they're going to be, I know in Knoxville, you got to go through security now, you got to get buzzed into the school. They're not just going to let you randomly walk around the hallways. Not in Arizona.
It took a while to get into that, so I ended up, what can I do for the school first? It was all fundraisers first, it was all PTO talks. I donated, I think it was $10 back. Every student that showed up for a mass intro to the school, I donated $10 back. So like 40 kids show up, $100 are back from PTO, they can use that for whatever they want. So that's how the ball is rolling, but now I can literally walk in, I don't have to fundraise anymore because they know what kind of value I'm bringing in. And the gym teacher gets like a week off.
Right, basically.
He loves when I walk in the door.
Right.
Like, the lazy gym teachers, man, just don't want to do any work. Especially towards the end of the school year, you know, May and June, they're super lazy.
Well, you know, in the South, our school starts back in mid-August. So back to school season, when we return after 4th of July holiday, it's back to school time, man. You know, we'll be going to all the elementary schools' open houses and setting up a booth and a table to meet people and meet parents and meet kids as they're coming through the open houses. You know, like I said, already contacting the vice presidents and presidents of the PTA. We will take a few of the elementary schools that's closest to us and become partners in education. We do this every year with about 5 elementary schools. Whether we're donating money, whether we're volunteering our time or effort, you know, the Partners in Education program is a great way to get in and build a networking relationship and a relationship with the public schools. So, cool. All right, man, that was awesome information.
Appreciate your time, man.
All right, great. I'll talk to you soon, man.